welcome to my channel. In today's session, we are going to see about the transportation in plants. There are three different kinds of plants, that is herbs, shrubs and trees. Plants need to transport water from root to the leaves. Then the food will manufactured in the leaves to transport it to different parts of the plant. Till now you know it clearly. Okay, in today's session you will know that how the transportation takes place. Though the complexities may vary, but the transportation in all the three different kinds of plants are the same. Before going to the topic, I will tell you the difference between xylem and phloem. Here, the xylem cells are dead. Their phloem cells are alive. In xylem cells, it will carry the only water and minerals. For there, in phloem, it will carry sugar and amino acid. In xylem cells, the movement only in the upward direction. In phloem, the movement will in all the directions of the plant. In plants, transportation takes place in two ways. The first one is transpiration, second one is translocation. First, let's see about the transpiration. This is the transpiration process. A tissue called xylem acts as pipelines and takes water and minerals from the root of the stem to the leaves. Okay, absorptions of water and minerals is a continuous process. Water is being continuously lost from the leaves by the process called transpiration. This creates a low pressure and pulling force result which pulls up the water and minerals towards the leaves. In this way only the water and minerals are transported to different parts of the plant body. Actually, this is similar to what happens when we drink a juice or water through a straw. This is the translocation process. That means the process of moving the food around wherever they want is called as translocation process. But the big question is, how do they do that? What mechanism do they use to transport that food up or down according to their needs? Then we already know that plants and trees consist of pipe-like structure to transport food that starts from the root all the way to the leaves, and we call these as vascular tissues. Okay, already I told there are two kinds of vascular tissues, that is xylem and phloem. In xylem, the specialization of xylem and then the function of xylem means the transport the water and minerals from the soil to the different parts of the body. For phloem, which transport only the food. So like this only the translocation is happening. Okay, then the food get transferred in them, but how they transported the food? This is the xylem structure, this is the phloem structure. In xylem, which has water in it, for a phloem, they will have the sugar molecules which are get dissolved in water, forming a thick sugary sap which is food for them. Now, imagine a couple of cells next to the phloem. Let's assume these cells are little bit far apart. Okay, not so close, but let's assume these cells as a lot of sugar molecules in it, and imagine this cell does not have that much of sugar molecules, but it needs a lot. Let's say it's one of the growing region of this plant, so it needs a lot of sugar. So how do we transport the sugar from here to here? So the first step, as we predicted, is to put the sugar into the phloem tube is called as loading, and this process is an active process. What does that mean? Active process means, what does it mean? If the concentration over here of sugar is less than over here, then the sugar will automatically diffuse from higher to lower concentration. But the concentration will equalize. How do you move even more sugar here? That requires some energy. The cells have to spend some energy to move the sugar from lower to the higher and then higher to the lower. So by using energy, the sugar needs to be transported into the phloem and because the energy is utilized for this process, we say it's an active process. Now see what happens. Because of lot of sugar only, the concentration of sugar is much higher than the region. Will always like to balance the concentration. Okay, next there will be a xylem. It contains a lot of water. Okay, what will happen to xylem and phloem means the water will start flowing from xylem to phloem to this part because of osmosis process. What do you mean by osmosis? Osmosis is the process in which the solvent will flow like water, starts from a lower concentration region to a higher concentration region. Basically, water is flowing to try and dilute this concentration. Okay, what is that? Because a lot of water is flowing in this region of the phloem, start get puffing. Okay, we can see the puffing over it here when it get more amount of water. What will happen means once it start get puffing, this increase the pressure over here. Imagine that this cell wall are pressing on this solution. This is the solution, sugary sap. What will happen? It get pressing onto that, squeezing a lot of solution. Okay, now what will happen if I squeeze this solution a lot means it will automatically start moving from here to a region where there is a low pressure. Actually, it's a kind of like squeezing a water balloon. And where do you think is the pressure lower? The pressure is lower where there is less sugar concentration, right? Because if there is less sugar concentration, there will be a less water over here. And that's exactly where you need to send your sugar molecules. So, if on the top there is a cell which has a low sugar concentration, automatically what will happen? That part will have a lower pressure. Automatically this side will move up. If in the bottom there is low concentration, automatically the pressure over here there will be a lower concentration and the sap will move down. And this is how the pressure decides is what direction the sap will move. So in our example, the sap will move down from here to here. It's called as step 3. We call this as bulk flow. Okay, what is bulk flow? It's nothing but the whole solution moving down. It's not just like a part. The entire content, the sap, the entire content will move down where there is a lower concentration. And finally, the sugar reaches the lower pressure region. It will move out of the phloem and it will taken up by the xylem cells. Now this region will have a lot of sugar concentration due to the osmosis. Now the water moves on to the xylem. Again the osmosis happens. And that's how translocation happens inside the plant. Till now we learnt transportation in plants in two ways, that is transpiration and translocation. Transpiration is very easy for you when we compare to translocation. In translocation, the process is little bit is very new for you. If you have any doubt, please message me. I will clarify your doubt. If you like my video, please share and subscribe and share to your friends also. Thank you for watching. Thank you, students.